Good morning. It is Friday. It's got all the feels of a Friday. We're talking about a free-for-all feel-good Friday. That's what we're doing today. Hi there. I'm Monica Adams, and we are right here in the base of Kirkwood, in the heart of Kirkwood, at Jefferson and Kirkwood Road. I told you we're going to turn it into a little Today Show right here in Kirkwood, so you can see the windows. Come on by. There's a lot of runners, a lot of walkers that come by here in Kirkwood. This is where we are. Mark Anthony's, a little bit of everything, and that's kind of what the show's about today. Tons of topics coming in of people saying, hey, Monica, can you address this? Can we go kind of in depth about this in our community? Today, we're going to talk about manners. We're going to talk about difference of opinions and how do we all get along? I want us to exist with kindness. That's going to be another phrase I'm going to start. Exist with kindness. Of course, I've been talking about knowing your value for a long time and let them watch. Those are two of the hashtags that we have started on this show. My thought is I'm going to start making some shirts and maybe the community will want some of those. We're starting an online store on my website. If you haven't been to my website for a while, I want you to do that. TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Click on what's new. Always get an idea of what's coming up in our community on the Real Monica Adams team, things that we've been busy doing. And then, of course, kind of the whole story about how this all started. My video is still up there with my mom. I'm going to leave it up through the end of the year. And we're going to start a new video with a lot of players in this team, a lot of the people in my family, my friends. We've all been busy doing all of this, getting ready for really taking on the world and being able together to change. If you just exist in this world, then forever you're just going to be going through the motions and people are over here thinking different than you do. You get mad at them, you go home, you bury your head in the pillow and you get depressed. And that is what I'm trying to change because that's the way life has been going for you. But why? It hasn't been going good. So let's change some things. Let's find kindness. Let's find this community that's there for you. Good morning to Kathy. Trent, how are you? Good morning. Great walking weather today. Yeah, the low 60s, but oh my gosh, beautiful weather today, tomorrow, mid 70s. That's San Diego kind of weather without having to get onto an airplane, go somewhere else and have to take in that beautiful weather that they have in another area than St. Louis. Nope, we've got their weather and we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have the ocean, but if you've got the pools still open, at least you can look and immerse in the beauty of the water. My husband said the other day, now, I'm going to close the pool soon. And I said, please don't close it this weekend. I always hate when this season changes. And we're talking about the shift of the seasons, the autumnal equinox right around the corner. Fall will be starting in just a few weeks. And yeah, the pools for a lot of the community pools have closed. They did that Labor Day weekend, or at least by Labor Day. And now they're all shut down. Kids are back in school and all those changes are coming. And, the kids are in school and they hear differences of opinion between their classmates. And that's where it all starts. We want to get to them very early on in life to say, hey, it's okay that this kid thinks different than you, but how do you talk to one another? Can you agree to disagree? That's what the topic was. So I was tasked with two things: manners and how do we exist when someone else thinks different than us? That's going to be a good one today. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning. Happy Friday. Enjoy this beautiful day. And I know some of you have been stopping by here. So my friend Mark Coulter owns both Mark Anthony's Gifts and Spa. And then right down the street is Christopher's. You don't want to miss that one. Directly across from Kirkwood Farmers Market, which is going to be really busy here as they do the transition getting into the fall. They'll put all the haystacks. They'll put the pumpkins out. A lot of people love to get their pumpkins there and just, all the things to decorate their home. So be thinking about fall, and then you can go into Christopher's and Mark Anthony's, tell them that you heard about their wonderful stores right here on the Real Monica Adams Show. Hi, Julie. Good morning to you. And Kim Bextermuller, good morning. If you're a new viewer or listener, because you might be walking or biking and doing your exercises and thinking, wow, hello, Mohammed, how are you? For those of you that are new to the show, let us know if you are a first-time viewer or listener. Did you get a chance to hear yesterday's show, by the way? On Thursday mornings, we drop the show on all the audio podcast platforms. It's a show you may have seen before, or it may be a brand new show for you. Now, yesterday's was actually brand new because sometimes we'll drop them earlier. Yesterday, you got a chance to hear before you get a chance to see. On September, I'm already getting into November. On September 11th, Monday, Patriot Day, a national day of remembrance. We all know what happened on 9/11. So I would be remiss if I didn't honor our military, and I am doing just that. Grunt Style is an incredible organization, the nonprofit arm of Grunt Style. Have you seen their shirts? You probably have. There's a flag on one side, and on the other side it's the cross rifles and it says grunt style. That has been such a hugely successful t-shirt brand. But then they started a nonprofit arm, and they actually are right here in the St. Louis area doing a bunch of really great work. I love Drew and Will and what they're doing here locally. We did a huge taping for I think it's a 3-part segment, and you'll be hearing about that very soon. I'll let you know when that's going to air on their sites, but I wanted to bring them on first before that aired. So on Monday, you're going to get an opportunity to see 6 gentlemen that have served our country and how they're trying to help transition back, as well as try to help this community exist. And that's kind of what we're talking about today: kindness and manners, difference of opinion. That's obviously going to happen as they come back from the world they knew. They take that uniform off. They're trying to exist in a brand new world that is so foreign to them. So on Monday morning, you will hear from 5 gentlemen that I feel were so powerful. One of them is Chuck Eastman, and the organization he's with is Stop Soldier Suicide. That'll be the first segment. Then JD and Angel will take the next segment, talking about the triangular compass, which we connected on so much because I do the triangle of life theory. Their percentages are just a little different, but boy, are we very similar, and how important it is that you take care of your mind and your soul and your body and your nutrition. All that comes together, and then we're walking around happy individuals giving back to this world. The last part is going to be eye-opening for you. We're going to talk with Boone Cutler and Tim Jensen. Tim is the president of Grunt Styles organization, and the two of them talk about the Citizen's Guide to 5th Generation Warfare. You're against yourself. It's what you're brainwashed in. And I'm not just talking politics. I'm talking about true brainwashing that happens in these things or through our computers. A very fascinating show. Let me know if you heard it, by the way, yesterday. I would like to know how many of you are following our audio podcast side. Please do so, by the way. We want to continue to build that because that's how we reach the masses all around the world. Yes, Facebook can be found anywhere. YouTube can be found anywhere. By the way, we are working on multiple platforms, watching us on Twitter, watching us on Instagram. You name it. There's so many out there that I've never even heard of, but we want to be on all the platforms. So we're discussing that with the team right now so that the video side will be seen everywhere and the audio side. That's how we get states away and worlds away. The world away, right? That's what we want to do. Good morning, Vicki. Happy Friday to you and to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Please, if you share and like and follow, that's how we're going to go to your family and friends that are living everywhere. Tell me if you have family that are watching from other states. When you come on, do me a favor, say where you're watching from. I just love to see how far we've reached. Okay. So today's show, all about manners, and I'd like to see the difference in manners from your younger kids to your grandkids to you to your parents to your grandparents. How much manners have changed over the years, what we were taught, what the kids are being taught now. I'm going to bring up a funny story about when you go to restaurants. I want you to pay attention now when you say thank you, like when they come over to fill your water, say thank you. Tell me what the response has been. You may have picked up on it already. I've been picking up on it more and more and more. There's two different rules of thought here that are happening. So those manners at your home, manners in school. What are you teaching your kids to not only tell their adults and say to the adults, their teachers, the janitor, the principal, but how they treat each other, because there's mannerisms between the kids and the classmates and their friends. So they have to be kind to each other and then, of course, kind to adults. But I see a lot of parents only teaching it. You've got to be kind to Miss whoever, your teacher, the principal, whoever your adult is to your kids. But what about to each other? I think that's the missing part as well, because we have to be kind to every human being. So mannerisms and difference of opinion, that we're going to discuss as well. That's today's topic on The Real Monica Adams Show. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, let me give you a little rundown of what's going to happen on today's show. I want you to be as interactive as you possibly can. Share some fun stories. Talk about how you were brought up with regards to mannerisms. And we're also going to talk about difference of opinions. We can pick different topics and then kind of weigh in. And as the people are commenting, here's the beautiful thing about this community. Unlike Twitter, which became so toxic and polarizing, I think it's getting better. There's other platforms I hear that are coming out. There's a new one called Threads, or at least it's new to me. That is part of Instagram. And I'm told it's kind of on the lines of Twitter, but kinder. And I thought that was really interesting when Sue and George, not the George that's with my show, but Sue and George both tasked me with these two topics that I thought I would put together in a free for all Friday, feel good Friday from Mark Anthony's in Kirkwood. So we're talking about mannerisms and manners and mannerisms. Actually, mannerisms would fall into it of when someone says something you don't agree with, or you don't like what someone said back to you with regards to manners. What do you do with your mannerisms with regards to how your face looks? They can tell. Do you show it? Are you the kind of person that it's right there? You can read it on you, or do you mask it? Do you hide it? Are you good at covering it up? If somebody says something to me that I disagree with, I've always been told that you can see the clenching of my jaw. I think I've gotten better at over the years, that I'm more open-minded. Actually, I'll give you the example. So let's start with this before we get into manners. I was years ago, by one of my best friends, introduced to energy work. She had a medical condition that normally people would rush to the hospital for, or rush to their doctor for, or their OBGYN for. And she was taught by a woman who was doing energy work that she asked her, do you think you can heal yourself? And she, of course, it was very foreign, thinking everybody goes to the doctor right away when something's wrong. And she said, well, I don't know. What do you mean by that? And this woman that's in the energy world said, you and I together can shrink this thing. Okay. It doesn't matter what it was, but that seemed so foreign. And she said, what the heck? What do you have to lose? Right. So then she became very open-minded. I was closed-minded when she told me the story. And this is a good 25, 30 years ago. And I just said, come on, right? It's kind of that, give me a break. There's no way that happened. And so she showed me a picture. And sure, it was kind of like the state we live in. It's the show me state. She showed me this thing that was growing and how it shrunk. She went to her regular doctor. The doctor's like, yeah, this is awesome. I don't know what happened or how this came about, but instead of it being the size of a grapefruit, it's now the size of a golf ball, maybe. Not sure how it happened. And she just sat there and smiled and thought, I know how it happened. And that was her belief system, right? Well, it really did happen. The more I've looked into energy work, Reiki work, acupuncture, Eastern, homeopathic, holistic medicine, our own belief in taking care of ourselves, treating yourself properly with how you eat, the water that you take in, the way you work out, the kindness of humans around you, all those things. Together, she was able to shrink this thing that normally she would have had to have gone in, had surgery, a huge surgery to remove this. Instead, it came from this down to this. Well, understand that when she first told me difference of opinion and belief system, I just sat there. I couldn't look her in the eye, and my cheek would pulsate. And she's like, I can tell you're not listening to me. And I said, it's not that I'm not listening, but this seems so far-fetched. Until one day I opened my mind and thought, why, Monica? Why be judgmental? Why think different when all you have to do is do what she did and be open-minded? So sure enough, I started to study more. I started to realize more and more physicians were bringing those things into their world. Really open-minded physicians, mind you, that are so by the book. Eastern culture, it was nothing else. And then suddenly they started to see how the world wanted to not be masking the pain with pharmaceutical, this, that, this medicine, this medication, and starting to say, what can I do on my own, right? So suddenly it was the opening of the mind. There was a difference of opinion in the beginning of there's no way, this seems so out there. And then one day it just clicked with me of, what do I have to lose to try it? So it was the first time I was kind of introduced to acupuncture. Oh my gosh, I am a big proponent of acupuncture. Always been a proponent of chiropractic care, by the way. I truly believe that it's a chiropractor who saved my life. He's the one that said, just by visually looking at me, looks like you have a blood clot. Like, why would he say that? But being so far ahead when all the other doctors were dismissing it, one of them even had a diagnosis that doesn't even exist because it's not a part of the way the body works. And here I was listening to that. So now I, over the years, started going, well, there's a marriage that should happen between Eastern and Western culture. That's where one of the biggest difference of opinion happens when you start to talk about health. So, what do you all think? Do you think it should only be Eastern? Have you ever opened your mind to the likes of energy work, Reiki? Do you even know what it is? Acupuncture, chiropractic care, the importance of massage therapy, that it's not for a luxury, but what it actually does to the body. And by the way, chiropractic care, not just for adjustments and alignment, but what it will do when you shift it properly and how the organs start working properly. You would be blown away. Hey, the Healing Arts Center, by the way, in Maplewood, my friend Tom Tessero owns that. What they do there is life changing. A lot of the people, by the way, that probably work on you with regards to massage work or any type of holistic stuff probably came and graduated from there. He did something, Tom, I think we talked about in the past, cranial sacral therapy. Look into that. That was fascinating, but you have to have someone that you trust to do just that. So trust is the biggest part of me talking about a difference of opinion. If you don't trust that there's a possibility that this person might actually be right, but it's so different from what you're thinking, then you're going to be closed-minded and it's not going to work for you. But what do you have to lose? I mean, that is really what I want to teach you today. What do we have to lose to listen to somebody else's mindset? Tell me about that. What are your thoughts? Let's look. I was brought up old school to respect everyone. So that has to do with the manners we're going to talk about in just a second. Open doors, say thank you. Exactly. And how about this? Open doors for everyone. Don't expect the men to open doors for women only. It needs to be all of us doing it. Kids doing it for seniors, seniors doing it for kids. It's just kindness that we spread around the world. Good morning, Bill. Good morning to Julie. Good morning, going to Minnesota for our family reunion. Safe travels, Stephanie. And good morning, Monica. Happy Friday to you, Vicky. Julie's listening and viewing from Millstadt. Okay, so Julie, are you coming to the Equus Rescue Therapy event that's coming up on September 23rd? I hope you are. They are an incredible organization. I just put a reel out the other day. We went out and visited those horses that they have rescued, and they're bringing them back to life. Beautiful. We're going to have an incredible night. Jeans and boots and jeans. That's all you have to do. Wear some really cool boots, wear some jeans, nothing fancy. It's just a wonderful ball that's going to be put on. The Jeans and Boots Ball coming up September 23rd. It's Equus, EQUUS, equusrescue.org. Check them out. I'd love to see you. Tickets on sale, sponsorships available, by the way, so that they can continue to do the incredible work that they've been doing. I'm so glad that I've been introduced to them. But if you're in Millstadt, Julie, that's where it is. And I hope you've been there before. If not, I encourage everyone, come out, buy tickets, support what they do. All right. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be your MC, and we'll do some auctions as well. Good morning, Kathy and Ann, Vicky says. I'm sure she's saying that to everybody. Sean, okay. Vicky, she said she was brought up the same way that Julie was. Years ago, I read Dr. Andrew Weil's book. I so respect him. A medical doctor that got his degree from Harvard, but promoted other ways of treating issues besides drugs. Eye-opening. Absolutely. In fact, I was introduced to Dr. Weil from Oprah Winfrey. We all watched Dr. Weil on her show, her team of experts that suddenly became household names. And I interviewed Dr. Weil years ago. What an incredible human being. And that's what I always wanted. I used to do In the Spotlight, a Sunday morning show on WIL. I would have so many doctors on. It was a 30-minute show. And by the end of it, we would turn those microphones off and they would start to really say how they felt. And I would say, when are you going to go on air and actually say these things? And they're like, nope, we'd be the laughing stock of our field. And I said, or you'd be a leader. That's all I kept saying was I would give the reverse. And that's the whole thing of differing of opinions. I would say, or you'd be a leader. And guess what's happened? Somebody decided finally to do just that. Be a leader in their industry. Hey, if you're just tuning in at 7:19 and we're just getting going, talking about difference of opinion, and we'll be talking about manners. If you're looking, we're in a different setting. This is what I've always wanted, was to sit right here in the middle of our St. Louis area, Kirkwood, right in the heart of Kirkwood. We're at Jefferson and Kirkwood Road. Come out this weekend. It is so gorgeous weather-wise, mid-70s today, tomorrow, and in the low 60s right now. Go out for a walk. We usually see tons of walkers and runners, dogs around the whole neighborhood. I want you to come by some morning, knock on the window. I'd love to shake your hand, say hi. Tell me what you love about about this show and why you've been tuning in day after day after day, why you've been sharing the kindness with everyone. I mean, this is growing and growing. In fact, let's do this. Let me look right now. I'm excited about this. You know, it's only about 2 weeks ago that I posted, hey, we hit 19,000, and all of these big marks that we're trying to hit happen. Okay, that's just 19,000 following, but then you all share. And you know what you've done? You have had a reach of close to 1 million 3 times since we started back in May. It's hit 1 million, it goes up and down, hits 1 million again. That means you're doing exactly what we're asking. And I'm going to put it up right now. And it is for you to like, share, follow our live stream. You might have a bunch of friends and family that say, oh, gosh, I keep hearing you talk about this great show, but I'm not on Facebook. That's okay. We are on Facebook and we are on YouTube, and we're soon going to be on several other platforms. And then, of course, already in the last 8 weeks, we expanded to all of the audio podcast platforms. So I'm looking right now live to see where we are. Okay, we are 201 away. 201 away from 20,000 followers. When we hit 20,000 followers, this is what I've come up with. I'm going to give you a 20 of Monica. What does that mean? 20 minutes of life coaching, 20 minutes of training. You can come here in Kirkwood, join a class, and if you do the class here, that's a semi-private, then you'll actually get the 40-minute aspect. So there would be your 20. You would just combine the two 20s. Otherwise, you can get styling from me. I'll give you 20 minutes of my time to help you, 20 minutes of a workout, and 20 minutes of life coaching. A full hour with me because you are my 20th follower. When we hit that, I'm going to put everybody in a group. So it's not going to be my actual 20th because it doesn't show me who the 20th follower is. I don't think. If it does, I'll give it to that person. Otherwise, you got to tell your family and friends to hit that. And then if you win and they live in another state, it doesn't matter. You'll get it, right? Maybe it's just it's a part of you. If they're connected to you and they live in another state, that's okay. So 19,799 is what we're at right now. I'd love to hit 20,000 by Monday. By September 11th. It'd be awesome in the next few days for us to have 201 more followers. So tell everybody you know. Right now, you might be watching the show and you realize, oh my gosh, I never actually started following the page. Like the page. Make sure that you're following so you always get the notifications when we're on talking about real life, powerful things, and not just dismissing them and talking about it and then moving on, but saying, what can we do? The guests that I bring on are very impactful on Mondays and Tuesdays, live. Sometimes we have recorded shows, which, by the way, we will. On Monday, it's the Grunt Style guys. On Wednesday, we'll have a recorded show because this team is going to do something really exciting. We're going to do our first makeover show. Not a full-blown makeup hair makeover, but I've got 6 models of all different shapes and sizes. They're going to come in. We're going to take a picture and video of the way they look before, the way they normally do life. And then the girls, the women, at the Vault in Brentwood and myself, we're going to show them their true potential. That show is going to be recorded. We're going to have so much fun with it. We're recording it at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and then we're going to package that together. You're going to see that show very soon. In the future, I want to get the woman who does my hair and makeup, Sherry Anderson, who, by the way, let's all send her positive vibes because she, right now, is in New York. She's been there all week long taking incredible classes from some top celebrities. In fact, she wrote me and said that she was handpicked for Ted Gibson's class and his team. Now, I didn't know who he was. I started looking him up. She said she has massive goals. When you think about role models and leaders in your industry, she is so thrilled to be able to work with him. And she said, I'm going to tell you what, Monica, I've got massive goals. Not that she would do it here in St. Louis, but who knows where she'll go, where she'll end up. Hopefully you saw her on our show. Oh gosh, I don't know, month or so ago, she was doing the breaking news about going to New York and being chosen to go to Paris next fall for New York Fashion Week. She said that Ted Gibson charges, are you ready for this? $2,400 for a haircut. Why? Because he can. Because he knows his value. Okay, some of you might be sitting there going, that's ridiculous. Absolutely. I agree. I would never pay $2,400 for a haircut. Those are people that have way too much money. But guess what? Good for Ted. Good for him knowing his value and knowing his work and his talent, because celebrities are paying just that. But that's when you know they have way too much money, and I wish they would give to more charities. I thought this was funny. She said she was getting her little model ready for Ted Gibson's class. This is what she sent me. Look at this. Oh, hang on. That's what they do. They bring their little heads, and she's washing its hair. I just think it's funny. She had to pack all of these in her case as she was getting ready to leave from St. Louis, which is just funny. All these little heads inside of her suitcase, and then all of the hair products and different things that she had to bring. But the future makeover show I want to do involves her. So she would be able to take the person the way they normally look, hair-wise and makeup-wise, and show you how incredible, glamorous you can become, because we all have possibilities, right? You look at how you are, you look at pictures of someone else, you have jealousy of someone else, and then you say, oh my gosh, I could look like that. Yes, it's all the beauty aspect of what they know. So the eventual shows to come will be full blown. Who doesn't love a good old fashioned makeover show? I always will stop. I mean, not anymore, but I used to stop on talk shows and go, oh my God, today's a makeover show. I'm going to watch this. I want to do just that for you. So when we started this show, I told you we will be sprinkling in so much stuff because we've got the YouTube and the Facebook platform. And so sometimes we'll drop fun content on YouTube that you don't see sometimes on Facebook, which is why it's beneficial for you to be on both. In fact, when we launched the TheRealMonicaAdams.com street sign right down at Vianney, and I keep asking you to share fun pictures of you going to visit it, just like Marilyn, Leona, and Kathy did. They took a fun picture for me. I'm taking those pictures, and I will be grabbing all of those and giving out some special prizes throughout the year as well. 365 days, the TheRealMonicaAdams.com street sign is up right there as you pull your kids into Vianney. So tell them to take some fun pictures while they're at school. If you're a Vianney alum or you just want to go and visit the school, go and see it. It's right there as you pull up right before the little circle at Vianney High School. Okay, I'm going to take a break. Good morning to all of you. Again, like I said, tell me where you're watching from, and then let's get deep into manners. We've talked a little bit about difference of opinion. In the next half hour, manners. And I'm going to share some stories, and I want you to as well, of how you've seen it change in the generations and how we can get better manners back to your kids. Hi, it's Monica Adams, and I just want to say thank you so much for following along since we launched The Real Monica Adams Show back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that our team can do for you, from styling to emceeing to life coaching to personal training, motivational speaking all around the world. If you have a company, a corporation, a business that would like to book us, email me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Let's change lives together in person. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture perfect room and the lowest prices in the country at Carol House.
Because you like nice things.
You know, of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com, 314-567-5585. All right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. It's the Real Monica Adams Show, the mobile Monica version on a Friday. I hope you have beautiful plans for the weekend. There's so much going on. I'd love to know what you're doing. Maybe you can give some ideas for others that are thinking like, hey, what can I go do? I want to thank Terry. She reached out to me. She actually had said this in a post, I think about a week or two ago, and she was talking about Baldwin and how she knew I was a fan of Dr. Gervais. Well, she said that they are performing tomorrow There's also a band tonight. It's the 2023 Manchester Homecoming. Their concert schedule tonight, 7:30 to 10:30, is the Well Hungarians. If you've ever seen them, great band. But then tomorrow, Johnny Henry Band plays from 3:30 to 5:30 and 7:30 to 10:30. I'm trying to see if I can get my husband talked into this. Dr. Vegas is performing. Sunday, it's the Zell Band. So this is the 2023 Manchester Homecoming. And then I also think there's just a ton of homecomings that are going on. So big events. I think, I'll have to find out. Brian McKenna, if you follow him on Facebook, he was posting that there were so many things going on that it was just like crazy to even try to keep up everything. I do know when I pass by my house, the old German Historical Society, German Cultural Society, they are actually having their Oktoberfest. I know it's only September, but they have their Oktoberfest this weekend. So it is going to be today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So if you want some really good German food, beer, music, I highly recommend that you go out to that. Again, beautiful weather for it. So there's a couple ideas for you, and you can of course share anything that you know that's going on. There is a special tonight at the Chesterfield Amphitheater, and our dear friend Abby Stahlschmidt, who was on, I always call her my baby sister, incredible violinist. She'll be playing with a ELO, Electric Light Orchestra tribute band at Chesterfield Amphitheater tonight. Tickets, I'm sure, are still available, so you might want to check that out. My family's going to that. I wish I could go, but I already had dinner plans. And talk about manners. When you make plans with someone, don't cancel them for something better. That's probably the beginning part of manners. How many of you have done that? Be honest. Do not do that. You've got to stick with it. I don't care if you get a better offer. That's one thing that I think you should teach your kids. Hey, you made a promise to this person. And I did. My brother and sister-in-law, my mom all said, oh, come on. You can change plans. You can make the dinner plan some other time. And I said, nope. I already said this, and so we're sticking with it. So that is going on tonight, though, in case you are interested in that. To be seen and not heard, Stephanie says. Marilyn, oh, yes. I've preached Eastern medicine for years. This goes way back to the time for healing without medication. Americans are too medicated. Amen. Change your lifestyle, but sometimes we need to change our mindset first. She says that she visits a chiropractor every 4 weeks and then 9 times a year. Acupuncture as well. It takes a lot to keep her body in shape, mind and body. She said, Monica is all about that. I am. Mind, body, soul, spirit, releasing the trauma and the abuse from the past, all of those things. But it takes it as day at a time. It becomes overwhelming when you try to do it all at once. I say all the time, let's agree to disagree. Yes. I hate talking to someone who thinks their opinion only matters. It's rude. Mama didn't bring me up that way. Exactly. So if we're in a world of everybody thinking the exact same way, isn't that a boring world? People should challenge your mind. They might actually get you to open up your mind and think a little bit more like them. And then you get them to think a little bit more like you. And then suddenly you've got all this. It actually adds to the conversation. Otherwise, if they say, yeah, I agree. That's one of the things I hated. I mean, hated when I would hear women, notoriously, they would be getting jobs in radio or television. And all they wanted from that girl or that woman was to be a yes girl, right? They wanted to put the guys in the main role, and they would want the girl to be like, yeah, like she didn't have her own opinion. And I would hate it. And I was like, well, that's not going to be me. So when I had my role, I had my role. I had my mindset. David, when I was at WIL, had his. Elaine had hers. Jason used to work there. Debbie, all of us had different mindsets. And it's what made the show so engaging, right? That's why you all listened, because we all didn't think the same way. You had David, who was this, down home family guy, older part of the team. You had Elaine, who was a down home country girl. Then you had me, Miss Trendy, fashionable, younger. I was in my 20s. I was the youngest. Then Elaine was the middle. And then you had David as the oldest. What a great combination. And we all thought and were brought up very different. That's what makes life, I think, so exciting. You go to a party, you go to an event, start talking to people that don't look like you, that are different ethnicity than you, think different than you. You overhear them talking. Go over, start talking with them. You might be really surprised. You start to become good friends with people that you normally would say are not in your circle. Well, make them part of your circle. That's the thing that I love about the community that we have formed in our personal training, in our life coaching Thursday nights, in this community right here on the show, is you're all from different walks of life. I have no idea what your ages are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know the color of your skin, but I love that you've come to our show. I love that you're supporting our show. Isn't that fascinating? I actually just thought about that. I have no idea what any of you look like unless I've met you in person. And then when I meet you in person, I'm already in love with your heart and soul. That's why I used used to love people who only wrote to each other, right? They were pen pals. And then all of a sudden it became, you're typing letters to each other. You're mailing, good old fashioned, going to the mailbox. The excitement of a letter coming to you or a card coming to you. Please don't ever let that go away. I think that still needs to always happen, right? The instantaneous aspect of these and the lack of grammar, the lack of punctuation. I will go back and look at every one of them. Every once in a while, I might make a mistake in something. I love for someone to call, hey, Monica, call me on it. In fact, thank you, Julie. I don't know if she'll watch this show, but one of my best friends, she's like, Monica, I know you're a perfectionist. So somehow when you were typing up your description, you left out the word T. So it should have said the. And it's because I'm going so fast on these mobile Monica days, trying to type up the description and then copy and paste to all the platforms. And somehow the letter T got left out of the. She called me on it, not called me on it, but helped me with it. And I said, thank you for being a part of the team and being like an editorial staff. So help. Reach out of the comfort zone. Get out of your own way. Be there to offer a hand. She told me that. Otherwise, it would have been left forever. And you would have been like, what's he? No, it's the. And so I was able to go in and edit it, right? It's kindness. Show each other kindness. Okay, Rose says, I say all the time, let's agree to disagree. What about all of you? Do you agree with that? Or do you just walk away and say, I don't want to hear that because they don't think the way that I do? I'd like to know what you think about that. Yes, old school for manners. It is so upsetting when I come in or out a door and so few men will hold the door for you. It's not just men, though. As I told you, it shouldn't just be put on men. Why was it always only men holding doors? Everyone be aware. I will go to open a door, see people right behind me, and then step back, let them come through. But that's for girls. That's for, I don't care if they're younger kids. I don't care if they're seniors. Hold the door. Be kind for everyone. Look each other in the eye. Offer up a hand. Help them across the street. Wave them. That's the other thing. When you're driving, are you a kind driver? I think I find out a lot of times, I think people think that St. Louis is rude. I'd have to look at the most recent polls that are out there to see where we fit in rude drivers or kind drivers. I will forever do this, wave them ahead. When I was doing traffic, we used to talk to MoDOT and IDOT officials, anybody that works in transportation, and they would always talk about the zipper effect. One lets one in, then the other one goes, and one lets another in. It's called the zipper effect, right? A zipper fitting together. Do you do that? Or are you in your own way, narcissistic, taking care of yourself and getting as close as you can to almost run into somebody else because you wouldn't dare let somebody else in? That's the whole aspect. When I told you it's a free-for-all Friday, having a little fun with you, it is also to get you to open up your mind of, guilty of that. I do that. I just want to get on my way. Okay, what's one more second to let one person in? You don't let 3, 4, 5 in. Everybody else behind you. It's the whole paying it forward mentality. Let them in, right? They're stuck in traffic just like you, but just be kind. Do you wave people in? Here's the other thing about manners. When someone lets you do that, do you do this? I go out of my way to do this. And just in case the windows are too darkened, I will do this. I'll wave out the window. I might do it even a little bit too much just to say, I appreciate the fact that you were kind to let me over, to let me in. What about that? Do you see that? What do you feel about St. Louis drivers? So she says about the door holding, I'm also notorious that when a waiter or waitress comes to our table and does not introduce themselves, I'll always ask their name. Yeah, my husband does that as well. The reaction is priceless. I'll use their name throughout my dining experience. Respect. Namaste, she says. About manners, do young folks still ever call adults Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so? Always thought that was so respectful. I love that you brought that up, Leona. Yeah, I'd like to ask that too. Ooh, look at that beautiful sunshine, just like we had by my pool the other day. Is that bothering you all? I can move it if it is. Or do you like it? Tell me if you like the sun coming in, or is it bothering you? Because I can always change this around. I just love to see the sun. It makes me happy. So yes, I absolutely do. In fact, even for parents that are someone that I've known these people since I was a little kid. Do you still, even in your adult years, do you still see them? And maybe they're in their 70s, 80s, and they would tell you, go ahead and call me George or Sue. But I say, it's so weird because I have forever known you as this. I think about my best friend in high school and grade school. So Mr. and Mrs. Camp. See, I still say it. I can't say Doug and Sue. It just feels weird to me. How about you? The people you used to call that, and you always knew that as a kid, you called them by Mr. and Mrs. I am going to change this. It's probably bothering you. What do you call them today? Do you, even though they've told you to call them by their actual name, are you able to do that? That's funny. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, I hope you teach your kids. And actually, it's the same way as like teachers in school, right? You're asked to call them Mrs. Quentin. Well, let's just use my name. So I am Mrs. Quentin. Are they going to call me Monica? No, that's disrespectful. They're a young kid. You are supposed to show respect to an adult, or they call them, Miss, whatever. In the South, it's that no matter what, Mrs. or Miss. It's usually like Miss. This is Miss Monica, even though I'm a Mrs. Quentin. It is, to a young kid they introduce in the South as Miss. This is Miss Monica. I just think it's a respect thing. Those are the things you need to teach. So you got to teach your kids. I don't have kids, so I'm just asking you to do that. So shared. Thank you, Julie. Everybody share, share, share. Michelle just posted the link. So here's the really cool thing. So they have the best of for the Riverfront Times. Everything is on there. Best restaurant, best movie theater, best concert venue, you name it. She got us entered into the best of, and it's in the local arts and entertainment aspect. And then it's the best local podcast. Well, she's been asking all of you to vote. She put the link in. It's actually right sandwiched in between Leona's comment and Julie's comment. And it's the link to just click on for the Riverfront Times local podcast. Now, here's what she's really excited about. We are in the top 5. She thinks that's so super cool because we're a brand new show that just launched in March, or I really believe just launched in May, or if you really want to look at it, launched in the studio in June. So if you look at it that way, we're only 3 months into a show and we've already made it into the top 5. What does that mean? People love positivity. When they realized that I walked away from the negativity of news and was really wanting to change lives and bring up real world issues and let you kind of own the show, because again, Sue and George are the one that brought up the topics today. I will sometimes bring up topics and then I'll have guests in the studio and then you tell me, Monica, will you talk about this? Richard actually has a topic he wants us to discuss, and it has to do with being okay, saying it's okay not to be okay, and how many times I've said that. But he said it is escalated when you have a special needs or a disability, or you're handicapped, and then you have bipolar, or you have mental health or PTSD. It elevates the normal, hey, I just don't feel okay today, to a whole nother level. He wants us to talk about that, and I might even want to bring him on for that. He asked me if I would come and do a show right by the JB Bridge with a bunch of veterans, and I said, let's do it. Let's talk about these real things, right? Let's not just say, oh, people are depressed in the world. So what? Have fun. I'm over here enjoying my life. No, this show, The Real Monica Adams Show, is about all of us saying, what's going on in the world and how can we offer up some help? Okay. So she is wanting you to vote for the show. You see that? Okay. That's the way I was raised. It's the humble side of me that I don't like asking people to do things, but she wants you all to vote so bad because she's going to jump up and down and probably throw a huge party when we win that. I don't say if, when we win top local podcast. But you all have to do it. You got to go to that link and you've got to vote for The Real Monica Adams Show. It'll probably ask you for your email and then it'll send you a code. And then all you do is type in that code. So please do so. Let us know if you do that. Pam, I have told a ton of people how great you are to listen to how positive you are. Okay, sorry about that. I just lost my place. Where is it? Okay. I have told a ton of people how great you are to listen to how positive you are. We need more of this in the world. We do, Pam, but it's not me. It's all of you, right? You wouldn't be coming to the show if you didn't want the tools to be a better person. Hi, Christopher and Michelle, again, wishing beautiful Sherry Anderson good luck. She is doing so well. The New York Fashion Week is underway. She's been doing the classes and now it's time, big time. I was hoping to get her on, but she said she's so crazy busy. We had a great time in Kirkwood and at Vianney. We had our journals and weights in hand. I know. I love that picture. We always were taught to refer to people, Mr. and Mrs., with their last name. Drives me nuts when someone corrects my son to call them by their first name, or when parents tell their kids to call me Miss Michelle. But I love that. Yes, you are Mrs. Harmon, not your kindergarten teacher. Respect should start at a young age. Yeah, but the Miss Michelle thing, it comes from the South. I'm telling you, it is. I think it's beautiful. Like if I was called Miss Monica, I'm fine with that. They're not saying Miss Quentin because I am two things. I am Miss Monica and I am Mrs. Quentin. Or people will of course still say Adams, and I'm fine. I will. It doesn't matter. I just don't want you to be disrespectful. I don't want you to have a lack of kindness or a lack of manners. It's that kind of thing. Let's just not be rude. But if you're calling me Miss Monica, I think that's sweet. They don't know it's Quentin. Most people know me as Adams. That is my maiden name, by the way. And of course, it's been forever for 30 years, my broadcasting name. To my husband, he would prefer that I lose the Adams name and that more people would know me as Quentin because that's my married name, right? But he understands. It's how it is. Julie said, all great bands to who's playing tonight in Manchester. And wasn't it fun just going up to a stranger in his truck asking, will you take our picture for Monica? Oh, you did? I love it. I was wondering who took your picture. See? Kindness. Bunko tonight, Marilyn says, work and birthday party tomorrow and mass, visit nursing home. Thank you for doing that. My big fat Greek wedding movie and dinner on Sunday. Okay, Marilyn. So it is Friday now and I'm able to talk about it. You know what? I'll do that in just a second. Let me get more comments. I'm going to come back to my big fat Greek wedding 3 and I'm going to share a story, as I promised, about what's happening in our restaurants. So my big fat Greek wedding 3, I saw it on Tuesday. I had a special screening for it with a handful of other people. And we couldn't do any kind of reviews or comments until late last night, and obviously now that it's opening. So I'm going to give you my review of it. Stay tuned for that. I'm also going to tell you about restaurants and what's happening. Good morning, Jerry, and to everyone. Thank you for mentioning energy work, especially Reiki. You're welcome. I love it. Elaine waited on Kathy and I at Casa Don Alfonso. I know. So Elaine Everett, for those of you who used to listen to us on WIL, go into Casa Don Alfonso's restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton, ask for Elaine. Her name is actually Elaine Pauling, but she was known as Elaine Everett when she was in radio. So if you just ask for Elaine, maybe if you're calling to make reservations, ask for Elaine and go to the restaurant because it's really incredible. And it's just fun. Maybe she'll share some more old stories about she and I. Good morning to Pam. Walk for Kindness, Saturday, September 23rd, meditation, a global event. Marilyn, thank you for the reminder again. It's in Chesterfield. It is at a park in Chesterfield, and it's going to be 45 minutes. Bring your headphones because it's a meditation walk. Please, however, make sure that one ear is out because I want to keep you safe. If you wear an earbud, just wear it in one ear. Just be aware. I mean, I understand that you're in a park, but still. So it's a 45-minute walk at Central Park, right off of Lydia Hill in Chesterfield, and there is a location on the map. Walk for the .world. You've got to put that in there. Walk for the .world and find out and register. It doesn't cost anything, but just register so that you're a part of that. I'm going to come out to it. I'm going to transfer my clients to probably Sunday since I normally train at 9 a.m. on Saturdays, but we'll do it on Sunday instead. Lynn, I was so impressed with a girl who held the door open for me at the doctor's office yesterday. She had a huge smile when I said, thank you. You are so kind. Right? There it is. Thank you. You're welcome. The two lost phrases in our society. Thank you and you're welcome. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to go ahead and tell you about what's happening at restaurants because it's blowing my mind that is happening. We'll do that when we come back. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. All right, welcome back. It's the Real Monica Adams Show. We are live at the window in Kirkwood. It's our own little mini version of today's show, and I look forward to getting more and more of you out here. I look forward to doing exciting events. I'm going to work with Mark Coulter, who owns Mark Anthony's, and say, come on, let's do some fall events, winter, spring, summer. Let's get people out here in the early morning hours. Let's give away things, maybe from his store. I'll give away things. As I mentioned, I want you to tell people to follow this show, get us to our 20,000th follower. And then I'm going to give away my 20-20-20 package, 20 minutes of personal training, 20 minutes of life coaching, and 20 minutes of consulting. Right now, we are at 19,799. We need 201 more. And I'm hoping we can hit that by Monday. But you've got to tell people, you've got to share this and let them know. And then one of you, I'm just going to pull a name from our followers and you're going to win that with me. It's pretty cool, right? Let's see. Leona, yes, you were brave to do that and he was nice. Come on, just ask. People would love to take a picture for you, and then you reciprocate that. By the way, when you're on vacation and you see people are trying to sit there and take selfies of themselves, say, hey, can I take a picture of you so you can get in the picture with your team? Yeah. And then they usually say, oh, I'll do the same for you. If they don't say that, then you just ask, hey, can you do the same for me? Margot says Hearth and Soul in Ladue from 4 to 6 p.m. tonight. Equus Rescue and Therapy has been chosen by them as their nonprofit for the month and to celebrate the Boots and Jeans Ball. Come on out, food, beverage, and incredible shopping. There we go. Hearth and Soul on Clayton Road in Ladue. I'm going to try to make it. I can't guarantee, but I've got it on my calendar already, hoping to be able to come to that. So yeah, they're going to get money from that. That'd be cool. Marilyn, some friends, and I will be there. Okay, cool. Kathy's going to go to that. Mr. and Mrs. still out of respect, right, Pamela? I think using Miss first name could be a cultural difference. Maybe it could be cultural, or I think it's absolutely guaranteed. Trust me, go to the South, you'll hear it everywhere. Let's see, kindness, respect, compassion, commitment, whatever exists in your heart and soul. Let it out, let it shine, and drip all over everyone. Happy Friday. Love great manners. Margot is such a doll. I can't wait to do September 23rd with her. She is the one that is behind Equus Rescue and Therapy. And she's introduced us to some wonderful people. Now, I do want to thank, you're seeing right now, scroll on the bottom, the special thanks to our growing list of sponsors. You, of course, know about our title sponsor, Invita Health and Wellness, right here in Kirkwood. Eldon, indoor air quality specialist. Carroll House Furniture, Florida Direct Palm Trees, they're going to be turning in. I actually have a meeting with him today. They're going to be turning into Santa's workshop, Santa's toy shop down at the Lake of the Ozarks in Osage Beach. But then I want to thank Diamond Roofing. Katie Marie Rice, who I've known for a long, long time, she is going to be one of our sponsors of a Real Monica, the evening with the Real Monica Adams. She, as well as this wonderful soul, let me bring this up. Grab if you want to do the QR code, or write down her phone number, or look at the website. Give you a few seconds here. Put it up on the screen. Okay, that's Kathy Kilo Peterson, kkilo.com. Why am I talking about her? She is one of our newest sponsors. Again, 636-561-6460. She's not only one of our new sponsors of the show, she, like Diamond Roofing, are sponsors of an evening with the Real Monica Adams. What is that? It's November 4th at Clayton Winehouse. Clayton Winehouse, by the way, coming on as a new sponsor. I told you the list is growing and growing because people want to be a part of kindness. So they will be coming on in October and November. Clayton Winehouse on Clayton Road, right around the corner from our studio. You're going to be hearing about Wine Down Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday. We're going to be featuring fun things that they are doing at Clayton Winehouse. That's where the event's going to take place. I want to see you there. I want you to bring all of your family and friends, because if you love this show, then you're going to want much more of what I do when I motivational speak. I'm speaking in Springfield, Illinois next weekend at a caregivers conference. What am I going to talk about? How important it is for you to take care of you before you can take care of a loved one in your home. It's your spouse, it's your kid, it's your parents. You got to be okay with yourself. So AgeLink, I'm talking with them in Springfield, Illinois next weekend. And then at the end of the month, Michelle and I are taking a road trip to Lenexa, Kansas for the ACA Business Club and their Velocity Conference. I am one of the keynote speakers, and I will be hosting and emceeing that entire 3 days. Can't wait for that. So that's the exciting part about what we're talking about, is it's not just here. If you want someone to book us in their state or in another, I would love to speak in Cabo San Lucas, where I love to go and vacation. I'd love to set things up where we can do that there as well. So it doesn't just have to be here in St. Louis or right over the river in Illinois. It's anywhere. It's spreading kindness. It's spreading how to know your value, to understand that you can be whatever you want to be, but you have to believe in yourself. All those things. So that's coming up. And then, of course, the emceeing, the auctioneering, nonprofits. It doesn't matter. I am here for you. Consulting in fashion, consulting in your business. There's a lot of things that I do along with my team, and I just want to spread that to you. Just shoot us an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And thank you, by the way, for those of you that have been reaching out and telling us about businesses that you think want to be a part of this show. So let me put that email up before you again. It's info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And that's all. If you know a topic that you want us to discuss, like Sue and George did today, or if you have a business that you know wants to be a part of it. So as I mentioned, mentioned, Clayton Winehouse coming on board, Diamond Roofing, part of the Real Monica Adams. And if you want to know about tickets, stay with us very, very soon. Michelle's been working feverishly. Thank you for everything you're doing, Michelle. She's been working on putting that together. You'll be able to go to my website under the What's New tab very soon, not just yet. And we'll let you know when those will be live. I'm going to bring on the people who are sponsoring it, Kathy, Katie, and then we've got incredible food from Trattoria Marsala. So I'll bring the team from Trattoria on to thank them. And then, of course, Chris and Tim and Sean and the staff at Clayton Winehouse, just to thank them and give them a little plug for what they're doing and thank them for being a part of our night and our show. So some people are part of the show. Some people are part of that evening. I am so thrilled for opportunities. So, okay, breaking news. I just got an email, text message that says, "Good morning. I'm excited for the opportunity of being a sponsor of your show. At what level, I'm not sure just yet, but I am going to sponsor your show. I'm chatting with my accountant and I'll email and text you early next week." Who's that from? See, breaking news. That's from Pat Carr, who I absolutely love. And he has a story to tell of what he's gone through and overcome. He owns 119 North, right next door to where I am right now at Mark Anthony's. What an incredible human being he is. I've known him for a while. And I've actually done a story on his family, his wife, and what they have gone through with regards to Walk for Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's walk that comes up. And they're tied to a family member that has that. So there you go. 119 North will be coming on. Dr. Charles Willie with Innovare Healthcare. We're talking with him and we're solidifying that. So many things that are exciting me and just lifting me up. I get chills on a daily basis when I say, Daddy and God, you were right. When you say, darling, I need you to be ready like you've never been ready in your life. And what did that mean? It meant build it, they will come. Yes, you all listen. You all share. You love the kindness that we're spreading. You love hearing about these incredible human beings and businesses that are doing what we want, which is doing kindness. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to open up our minds to other businesses that want to be a part of it. Introduce us. Let us know. Just shoot me that email. Congratulations. Amazing feat. You are loved and respected. So are you, Marilyn. All of you are. Love this. We awaken in others the same attitude or mind we hold toward them. Elbert Hubbard, I like that, Margot. Need to do a show about the backstoppers. Backstoppers are great, Pam, but I'll tell you what, being the wife of a lieutenant, I'm going to tell you responder rescue is even better because backstoppers are great, but they come in and they help when someone is killed in the line of duty. Responder rescue helps when they're killed in the line of duty, when they are injured in the line of duty, when they have PTSD, when they have mental health issues, when they are maimed and cannot return to work. Responder rescue. And let me tell you about them. I'm glad you brought that up. I want you all to mark this on your calendar because I'd love for you to come out and support an incredible restaurant who is giving their proceeds to Responder Rescue in October. So I'd love for you to come out because Jim and I are actually volunteering for that. It is going to be at Trattoria Giuseppe, which is in Imperial, and they will be giving their proceeds on a Sunday. It will be October 8th, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Incredible Italian food. And again, opportunities for donations outside of just what you give when you are buying your meal. So check it out, Trattoria Giuseppe. You can call up there and make reservations for that day, October 8th. And it's a whole buffet. Amazing food that we'll be helping you with. And that money goes to Responder Rescue. So I'll actually be bringing them on so we can talk more about that. Yes, Margot, thank you for voting. Monica, this is all about being kind. Let someone in the traffic, open the door for someone, smile, help that little old lady struggling with her cart at the store. This is how I was brought up. One act of kindness at a time makes your corner of the world better. That's what you are striving for. It is, absolutely. Yes, Pam, I'm a huge supporter of backstoppers. Ladies, but backstoppers, I'm telling you, they're great, but Responder Rescue even more so. Look it up, Responder Rescue. Leona and my good friend Joanne was killed in the line of duty many years ago. I'm so sorry. Amazing group. So is Responder Rescue. I can't say it enough. Sharing with fellow Reiki practitioners in Arizona. Thank you, Jerry, and have them watch the show. You're good. So are you. I so wish my godchild and my nephew and his wife will attend Velocity. I hope so as well. Love it, love it, love it. I went to grade school with Pat Carr. He's incredible, isn't he? When I was teaching character education, it was important. My little ones learned the motto, we take care of ourselves, we take care of each other, we take care of our world. The best way for children to learn is to model what what we want them to do. They imitate the adults in their lives. Exactly. Great news. Leona, Kathy, and I are planning the wellness spa in his building. I love it. Monica, will you attend the Kirkwood Green Tree Festival? Rose, when is it? Let me know when it is. Okay, as you're letting me know, I'm telling you this story quickly, and then I'm going to tell you about the blueprint for value. Okay, pay attention. When you go to restaurants and somebody fills up your water and they're younger, pay attention and start telling me in future shows how they respond to you. They fill up the water. You say thank you. They say, yeah. Trust me, it's a thing. I didn't just hear it once. I've now heard it 5 times at high-end restaurants to just casual restaurants, to going and grabbing coffee or tea. Thank you gets a response of yeah. What is that? If you're running a restaurant, listen up to me. Please start telling the people who work for you that the word and the phrase is you're welcome. Now, I do have some younger, I love this. This one girl came up and said, "Hi, darling, can I give you some water?" And I was like, "Darling, it's so cute." So right there, I don't think that's disrespectful. I think that's sweet. So she says, "Darling." She's probably 20 years younger than me, 30 years younger than me. And I said, "Absolutely." She fills it up. I say, "Thank you." And she says, "You bet, sweetie. You bet, sweetie, is fine with me. You're welcome. I don't care. Just don't say yeah." And it was the way the kid said it. My husband said, he said, "Do you want some more water?" She said, sorry, "Do you want some more water?" Jim says, "Yes," says, "Thank you." And she says, "Yeah, yeah, like totally rad, dude. Yeah. Okay, please get that out of their vocabulary." I want to come back and say it, but I honestly think it's up to the bosses at the restaurants or anywhere. I don't care. It's a retail store. Please don't let them say the word yeah. I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, all in. We're all in. It's the Blueprint for Value, 52 habits to discover and strengthen your personal worth. All in. If you want 100% level results, give 100% effort. In the circus, you have to go all in. If you were to cautiously jump from one trapeze bar to another, try to walk on a ball or casually walk on a tight wire, you'd fall, right? And you'd fail. Commit 100% to experience success earlier and more frequently. Making a commitment, being all in, helps you let go of the old familiar and firmly grab the future. You can't grab the next trapeze bar without letting go of the first one and trusting. Engage first. Honestly look at your talents, your time, your resources, your opportunities, and your tenacity. Then empower yourself to pursue your passion. Go all in. You have a purpose. Find it, embrace it, go after it. The world needs you to be you. No one else can. And I want you to be kind. The takeaway, you owe it to yourself to put your all into what you do. Don't be timid. Don't hold back. Engage and then be bold. And oh, I love this. Be authentic. That's what this show is all about. Being real, being authentic, and just knowing that we all together can spread kindness. That is what my hope is for each and every one of you. All right, I want you to have an incredible weekend. I will not see you the rest of the weekend. And on Monday, our show will not be live, but I want you to look for it at 7 a.m. on Facebook and on YouTube as we honor our military who have served and fought for our country and fought for our freedom. Grunt style, many facets. We have 5 gentlemen in that hour that are going to be so impactful for you. And please, anyone that you know that has served or is currently serving, please pass along from my heart to them. Thank you for your service. That in itself is called manners and kindness. Go out, everybody. Have an incredible weekend. I'll be back with you live on Tuesday. By the way, let me tell you what's coming up on Tuesday. Our show live on Tuesday on September 12th, which, by the way, is the day that I lost my daddy. So it'll be 28 years. That'll be a little emotional for me. We might talk a little bit about that. But we're going to talk with the women at the Vault. We're going to hear about their incredible story, and then we're going to do a recorded show from their place on Wednesday. That's the full-blown makeover. But first, I want you to hear about them and all the incredible things they're doing and how they have been self-made to now opening a location in Nashville. So I can't wait to have Diana and Laura on from the Vault. So we'll have that on Tuesday for you. Okay? You have so many things that you can do in this world. So many incredible things of kindness that you can spread. Pamela says, thank you. Stephanie, thank you. Have a good weekend. Green Tree, September 15th. Okay, got it. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. If fast food restaurants teach employees to say it's my pleasure, then why can't a sit-down restaurant at least train to say you're welcome? Oh, exactly. Be safe. Be happy. Have everyone. All right. I want to make sure I hit everybody's comments. Everybody, go out. Be anything you want to be in the world. Ready for it? first and foremost, be kind. God bless you. Have a beautiful weekend.